Okay, joining me right now is Mr. Jasmin Shah. He's the Aam Aadmi Party leader. Thank you, Mr. Shah, for joining me on the telecast. And of course, I would like to know from you as a spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, what do you think of the budget?
Lot of sections in Indian society had a lot of expectations from the budget. And I know this is being painted as something great for the middle class. But let me tell you that today all Indians are extremely disappointed with the budget. And I'll begin with the middle class. The only one thing that the middle class has got from this budget today is this increase in income tax exemption limit. Now, I think your viewers ought to know that out of 140 crore people in the country, personal income tax is paid by only around 3 crore people, which is 2% of the population. We all agree that the middle class is around 30 to 40% of the Indian population. So for the remaining 40%, there is absolutely nothing. For the 2% of the population, the government is saying that this is going to completely revive the economy, change everything. Sorry, that is not happening. No economist would agree with it. Now, the remaining middle class, the agenda for the remaining middle class, the Aam Aadmi Party and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal had actually articulated around 2 weeks back. We had made 7 clear demands which would touch each and every individual of the middle classes. What are these? We had said that increase the budget for healthcare from 2% to 10%, increase the budget of education from 3.5% to 10%. And why? Because today the middle classes do not go and avail government healthcare and education. They are spending from their own pockets because government provides extremely shoddy public services. You take all the tax from middle class, but you don't give back anything to them. The other thing we had said is give a GST rebate on all the essential items. For the first time, it is this very government that imposed GST on day-to-day items like atta, dal, chini, or even on health insurance. This government is taking 18 percentage of GST on health insurance. Similarly,
But you think
yes, it is.
there already been, the interim budget that was announced last year, and after the elections were won by the BJP, there was the full budget that was announced later on in July as well. And there were a number of these aspects that had already been covered, whether it was about the Ayushman Yojana or Awas Yojana or building of
It is.
infrastructure or
I will
building
tell
of
you. See,
railways
this
and
is.
airports and so on and so forth. The corpus had been allocated, and the time span for the corpus is 5 years and 10 years and so on and so forth. Do you think that should be enough for the economy to move forward to achieve the goals that have been set up by the government?
First of all, let us admit, everybody says, and yesterday's economic survey also said that India needs to be consistently about 8% growth for the next 2 decades if we are to become a Viksit Bharat. In the last decade under the Modi regime, except for the COVID recovery period where we were actually recovering from lost ground, we have never crossed 8%. We seem to be now stuck permanently at around 6.5%. And the reason for that is that the government does not have a vision for the country. Let me tell you that today's government of India's education budget on out of the total is only 2.5%. It's the lowest it has ever been. It was 5% 10 years back when Modi ji came to power. Look at
Okay.
the you say Ayushman Bharat. There's very interesting fact about Ayushman Bharat. Only 1.9% of the budget is allocated to healthcare. The middle class does not get any money of Ayushman Bharat. The total budget of Ayushman Bharat is only around 9,000 crores. In comparison, Delhi government, a small state, spends 9,500 crores on our health scheme. So the money of the government doesn't seem to be going towards anything that affects the middle classes. All its money seems to be going towards the rich, where you have, written off 10 lakh crores of
Okay.
loans. Middle
Okay.
class got some relief today, but corporates got relief 5 years back, and you're seeing high corporate, very high corporate profits, but really very little for growth, very little on wages, very little news, good news for the youth. What about the farmers? This is the same government that promised that we will double farmers' income by 2022. Today, they're not even willing to talk about farmer income, MSP. So, unfortunately, the story is extremely, I would say,
Again, I
disheartening
would
and
once again
disappointing.
say that the MSP had been touched upon in the last budget, but okay, fine. I would also like to understand from you, do you think this is going to have an impact on the Delhi elections?
Well, the people of Delhi, let me say, are too smart. To say that few days before election, you roll out a small lollipop for them. when they know that Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party have done things that no other government in India has ever, state government has done for their people. We have actually calculated the benefits that an average middle class family enjoys because of Arvind Kejriwal. It comes to around 25,000 rupees per month because of free education, free healthcare, free bus rides for women. We're talking about the Sanjeevani Yojana and the cash transfers that we are going to be making to women. So 25,000 rupees a month adds to 3 lakhs a year. And here's Mr. Modi saying that I'll give you 1 lakh, and that is only on the higher end. Most of the people will see benefits of 40 to 50,000 rupees. So people of Delhi are too smart. They know that this is a government that has done nothing for the middle class. Thankfully, because Arvind Kejriwal ji put pressure on Modi ji 2 weeks back when he demanded, we put the 7 demands saying middle class ke liye kuch to karo, and the first demand was to increase this tax exemption limit. So finally, at least der aaye, drust aaye, BJP has done something for the middle class, but it's giving a very small lollipop to a category of people whom you have only hurt, you have
Okay.
bled them,
Okay.
you
And
have not done
what do you
anything
have
for
to
them for
say?
the last.
In the last 24 hours, a number of your functionaries, leaders have decided to move and join hands with the BJP. Does this show their concern about Aam Aadmi Party perhaps not winning the election, or its chances of success being a little sketchy?
I think you should put out the full news and not read half news, because these are all the people who were denied tickets, right? Let's be very clear that if there are people who are here in Aam Aadmi Party only if they are given ticket, otherwise they are going to be in BJP. I would say good riddance. We are a party that has a vision to serve the people. Some people will get tickets, some people may not get tickets. And it's very interesting. It seems like all of these people are going to the BJP, which means that what BJP has done to Indian politics, this entire washing machine, that चुनाव जीत के कहीं से भी आ जाओ, BJP will pay the right sum or put ED and CBI behind you and make sure you join, is now seeming to be happening even for people who did not get tickets. So I think eventually this election is about Arvind Kejriwal and making him the chief minister again.
Okay.
He is the
Okay.
most popular leader in Delhi, and irrespective of who joins or who leaves the party, people know that Arvind Kejriwal is there to serve them and to fulfill all the promises that we have made.
Okay. All right.